Alright, so today I want to go over some drills that I think every shooter should know. These drills helped me a lot when I was a newer shooter, so I'm going to shoot these for you guys today, and then I'm going to walk through them and talk about why they're good and the different skills that they help you practice. Today I'm going to be shooting off of my belt with my trusty M&P, but you can absolutely shoot all of these drills from concealment or however else you want to. So let's go ahead and get shooting. Alright, so the first drill that we're going to look at today is the very famous Bill drill. This drill got its name because it was created by a man named Bill Wilson, who is the founder of Wilson Combat, known for their very high quality 1911s and such. But what the Bill drill is 6 shots. Put simply, it's 6 shots, usually done from the holster. I have seen people do it from low ready and things like that. But I think the basic form of a Bill drill is 6 shots from the holster from 7 yards. And this drill is great because it helps you practice recoil control, trigger control, and tracking your sights. With a lot of new shooters, you might find that it's really easy to draw from your holster and shoot 1 or 2 shots accurately, but then once you start to get in higher rounds, like 5 or 6 rounds at once, you start to lose control of the gun and your groups start to go all over the place. So Bill drill is the best drill to help you get used to controlling longer strings of fire. And it's just a great drill to kind of use as a universal standard. It's a drill that everybody knows, and everybody probably has their fastest Bill drill time off the top of their head, so they can kind of compare that with other shooters to see where they stack up. Alright, so the next drill we're going to go over is another really well-known one. This is the 1R1. Now this is a great drill that I think is really good for newer shooters that are just learning the mechanic of reloading from their belt, but you want to be careful with this one because it can actually build some bad habits if you're not doing it the right way. So of course the basic idea behind the 1R1 is you're starting from your holster, you're drawing, you're shooting 1 shot, and then you're doing a reload from a mag carrier, whether that's inside or outside the belt, doesn't really matter. And that's just to practice the mechanic of reloading to build that muscle memory so you can reload better. Now the reason I say that you want to be careful with this drill is because when you're only shooting 1 shot at a time, it's actually really easy to have an improper grip or an improper trigger press and still get a good hit on the target. And a lot of us really like the idea of doing a really fast reload because we think it looks really cool, and it does. But what can happen with this drill is you can start going faster than you're actually capable of controlling well, but you might not know it because you're only shooting 1 shot at a time, and you could still be getting decent hits on target even though you're not having the proper fundamentals. So what I mean by that is you can draw from your holster really sloppily and get a really bad grip and shoot 1 shot on target and still get a good hit, but you might not notice that you have a bad grip and a bad draw because you're only shooting that 1 shot. Same thing with the reload. After your reload, you can rebuild your grip in a really bad way where you're not holding the gun well, but you're only shooting 1 shot, so you might not be able to tell from the shot that your grip is still really bad. So if I'm being honest with you guys, I actually think that this is a drill that's better for dry fire than live fire. You can practice reloads all day long in dry fire without shooting a single round. And that's probably how most of the best shooters on the planet got really good at reloading, was just with dry fire. So if you want to practice reloads with dry fire, I would really recommend shooting more than 1 shot after the reload, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots after the reload, because that'll really tell you if your grip is good after the reload or not. And if you're practicing this drill in dry fire, the thing that you want to focus on is after you drop your old mag and you put that new mag in, focus on building your grip back really well, because that's the one thing that I think most people struggle with reloads is they get the mag in the gun and then they want to get back up on the sights really fast and they build a crappy grip when they get back up on the sights. So when you're practicing reloads in dry fire or live fire, just make sure you're focusing on rebuilding that grip properly after your reload.
Hey, just wanted to do a quick shameless plug and say if you don't know how to build a grip properly, I have a video on that I will link here. So if you need some help with your grip, go watch that video after you finish this one.
Alright, so the next drill that we're going to go over has a few different names. I know it is the Mozambique drill. It also goes by the failure drill. It was also made very famous by one Keanu Wick John Reeves. And basically what the Mozambique drill is 2 shots to the chest, 1 to the head. Now this drill is definitely more focused towards the defensive pistol shooting scene, but I think it's a great drill to learn and to practice for any kind of a pistol shooter, because shooting 2 shots to the chest, 1 shot to the head helps you work on a couple different things. It can help you work on small target transitioning, moving your eyes from one point to another point. You're moving from a bigger target in the chest A zone of the target to the small little credit card in the head of the target. It also helps you work on a little bit of throttle control, shooting 2 to the chest really fast and then slowing down to get that 1 accurate shot in the head. And I think this is just a great drill for new shooters to learn to pay attention to where their sight is at when they break the shot. Alright, so now the next drill that I wanted to talk about is actually one that I came up with myself. Now, there are some kids in the background here riding dirt bikes, so if you guys can hear that, I apologize, but they're just out here having a good time. That's a better way of growing up than sitting on an iPad all day. So because I have the creativity of a kindergartner, I'm calling this drill crisscross. The reason for that is I have 2 targets here, and I have 2 shooting positions behind me, so we have 2 targets that are 10 yards apart, and we have 2 shooting positions which are 10 yards in front of each target. So when I shoot this drill, I'm starting in one corner and I'm shooting across at the other target, and then I'm running to the other shooting position and shooting back at this first target. That's why I call it crisscross, is because you're shooting across corners. Now, I set up this drill to work on something that I think separates your average shooter from a really good shooter, which is movement. So this drill specifically, you're working on starting in a position, shooting, and then breaking down and moving as fast as you can to the next position. And then as you get to the next position, you're working on settling in, starting to find your sights as you're settling into position, and then taking those next 2 shots at the other target. Now, as you guys can see, I'm definitely not the fastest with movement. That's something that I'm still working on myself. And this is just a great drill to work on the principles of moving from a position when you're done shooting and moving into a new position to start shooting. Both Charlies. Alright, so now this next drill I'm going to call alphabet soup, because we're talking about transitions. So yes, the whole point of this drill is to work on transitioning from one target to another. Now in this case, I have 2 targets 5 yards apart, and I'm standing at about 7 yards, and I'm just drawing 2 shots on one target, 2 shots on the other target. Left or right, doesn't matter which one you do first. The idea is you're just getting used to shooting the first target, moving to the next target. The whole thing that you want to focus on with this drill is as you're transitioning to the next target, your eyes need to get there before your gun does. That's the most important thing when it comes to target transitions, is letting your eyes lead. If you watch really good competition shooters and you see them snap from one target to another target really fast to where it almost looks like aimbot, it's because they've practiced that aspect of starting on one target, and then their eyes look at the second target and their gun goes after their eyes. Now, it's not that exaggerated. They start moving both at the same time, but their eyes are looking ahead of where their gun is at. So your eyes get to the alpha zone of the next target first, and then you can just bring that sight of your gun right up into your line of sight that's already there, and it makes it much easier to shoot. You'll hear some people refer to this as eyes lead, gun follows. Now, of course, you could also do this drill shooting 1 shot per target, but I think it's really important to shoot more than 1 shot like I talked about earlier. You can shoot 1 shot with a bad grip and still be accurate. You can't shoot multiple shots with a bad grip and still be accurate. So every time I shoot this drill, I'm at least shooting 2, sometimes I might do 3, but I absolutely recommend shooting more than 1 shot if you're gonna try this drill for yourself. Well guys, that is about all I've got for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what your guys' go-to drills are, or if there's any other drills you want me to cover, and maybe I'll make another video revisiting this. And just remember, if you carry a gun every day, but you don't train with it, you're a liability.